When you think of a Rottweiler, what comes to mind? A muscular, confident dog with a gaze that means business, maybe a loyal family protector? Or perhaps a misunderstood breed that's earned a reputation it didn't ask for? But what if I told you this powerful dog has roots that go all the way back to the Roman Empire? Yes, the Rottweiler story is one of ancient war, medieval markets, near extinction, and an incredible comeback into modern society as both a protector and a beloved family pet. It's not just the story of a breed, it's a reflection of human history, resilience, and our deep bond with man's best friend. In today's video, we're diving deep into the history of the Rottweiler, a journey through centuries of grit, work, transformation, and heart. So sit tight and let's unleash the full story behind one of the world's most iconic dogs. To understand the Rottweiler, we have to travel back, way back to around 75 AD, during the height of the Roman Empire. The Romans were brilliant strategists not just in warfare, but in logistics. As they expanded into Gaul and Germania, they needed to feed armies that were constantly on the move. Enter the drover dogs, large, fearless mastiff-type canines that could herd cattle, guard supplies, and escort livestock for thousands of miles. These dogs were the original war logistic units on four legs. As the Romans marched into what is now southern Germany, they settled in a town called Aurea Flavia, which would later become the city of Rottweil. Here, these Roman drover dogs mixed with local herding breeds, gradually evolving into the foundation of the Rottweiler we know today. They weren't bred for beauty or fluff. They were bred to be tough, adaptable, obedient, and most importantly, devoted. As the Roman Empire crumbled, the dogs they left behind didn't disappear. Instead, they adapted to local life, particularly in Rottweil, which became a booming cattle trading town in the Middle Ages. In this era, a new name emerged: Rottweiler Metzgerhund, or Butcher's Dog of Rottweil. Why butchers? Because these dogs were now helping drive cattle from farms to markets. After the cattle were sold, butchers would tie their earnings around the dogs' necks for safekeeping. With no banks and no armored trucks, the butcher's dog became the safest wallet in town. Strong, imposing, and loyal, these dogs could haul heavy meat carts, chase off bandits, and keep livestock in check with little more than a glance. They were the working-class heroes of the medieval era, highly prized for their ability to work long hours in harsh conditions. Their intelligence and biddability made them perfect companions for hard-working tradesmen. And for hundreds of years, the Rottweiler thrived in this role. But as with many working breeds, technology threatened their livelihood. By the mid-19th century, cattle driving was outlawed in much of Europe, replaced by railroads and meatpacking industries. The Rottweiler suddenly had no job and no clear purpose. Their numbers began to dwindle rapidly. In fact, by the late 1800s, there were reports that only one Rottweiler existed in the entire town of Rottweil. It seemed that this historic breed might vanish forever, a casualty of modernization. But a handful of German dog lovers refused to let that happen. Around 1901, the first official breed standard for the Rottweiler was created, emphasizing not just appearance, but also temperament, drive, and utility. It was a turning point. The Rottweiler was no longer just a butcher's helper, it was becoming something much more. As Germany industrialized, so did law enforcement, and it needed dogs. The Rottweiler, with its trainable nature, powerful build, and innate protective instincts, quickly became a top pick for police and military work. By the early 20th century, Rottweilers were serving as guard dogs, messenger carriers, and even ambulance pullers during World War I and World War II, they became staples in German and Allied military units, helping to locate wounded soldiers and protect critical sites. They were no longer just working-class dogs, they were now national assets. After the wars, soldiers returning home brought tales and sometimes actual Rottweilers back to countries like the United States, Canada, and the UK. In 1931, the American Kennel Club officially recognized the breed. By the 1980s and 1990s, the Rottweiler had become one of America's most popular dog breeds, ranking in the top 10 for several years in a row. But with popularity comes misuse and misunderstanding. As the Rottweiler gained fame, irresponsible breeders saw an opportunity for profit. The result, poorly bred dogs with unstable temperaments began making headlines for attacks. By the late 80s and 90s, Rottweilers along with pit bulls and Dobermans were labeled dangerous dogs in sensationalized news stories. Many regions introduced breed-specific legislation banning or restricting Rottweiler ownership. Airlines refused to fly them, landlords denied housing to families who owned them. But those who truly understood the breed pushed back. Because at their core, Rottweilers are not mean or aggressive by nature. They are loyal, intelligent, and deeply attached to their families. They simply need purpose, training, and clear leadership just like any working breed. In the right hands, a Rottweiler is a gentle giant, a goofy cuddler, and a fierce protector when it matters most. Today, the Rottweiler is enjoying something of a renaissance. They're trusted in police forces, search and rescue missions, therapy programs, and most importantly, homes across the world. They make fantastic family pets when raised with love and structure. They're great with kids, calm indoors, and excellent watchdogs, alert but not barky, protective but not paranoid. They're also incredibly versatile. You'll find Rottweilers excelling in Schutzhund competitions, obedience trials, agility sports, and even service dog work. And yes, there are still Rottweilers herding livestock in parts of Europe and Australia, continuing a job they were born to do nearly 2,000 years ago. This breed has proven it can adapt, evolve, and thrive across centuries, continents, and cultures. So what is the legacy of the Rottweiler? It's the story of a dog that marched with armies, protected families, survived extinction, and came out stronger year after year. It's the story of loyalty under pressure, power with control, and love that stands guard at your door. The Rottweiler isn't just a breed. It's a symbol of endurance, intelligence, and quiet strength, a noble protector forged by history and bonded for life. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history of the Rottweiler, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more dog documentaries, and comment below with your favorite Rottie memory or what breed we should cover next. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay loyal, stay strong just like a Rottweiler.